I'm gonna come.
And that's how
Don't come.
this episode will start.
That's
All right.
no, it's really starting like that. Sure hope not.
Alec
We'll
didn't
never
know I
get
was
monetized
recording.
on this station.
Alec didn't know I was recording. This is the kind of stuff he talks about off recording.
Yes, I quote that meme. I
No,
quote
no,
the
no
meme of
quote.
Donald Trump saying, "I'm gonna
No,
come."
no quote. He just says, "I'm going to come." He'll say it at random times where it doesn't even seem like a time you would, but he
Yeah,
does.
no, it happens sometimes. Just it happens on occasion.
I'd just rather not know about it. All right, welcome to Survivor Gabon. Previously on Survivor Gabon, GC was voted out despite him trying his 100% hardest to stay, and it was hard fought.
He tried so hard. He tried so. He didn't only like give up practically halfway through, and he wasn't like he almost just straight up didn't go to the immunity
And he
challenge.
definitely
He
wasn't the
just
whole reason that he got voted out when he wouldn't have been
yeah,
otherwise.
that's right.
So
That's right. He was not. Just a good
GC,
guy.
really great. The golden child. Golden child. GC.
That's what. Oh, that's what. Is that really what it? I think we said that. It's like, is that really what it stands for?
The jury's
Don't
out on
know.
that still. I haven't heard back.
Yeah, yeah. But
My
he
message
certainly wasn't golden for Survivor. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. What else?
But,
What else we got going on?
Well, there was some attempts to
make contact with an elephant.
attempts to make contact with an elephant. Everyone knows that Sugar has the immunity idol. But she's sort of the. She was kind of expressed that was a possibility that everybody already knew.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, yeah, I leave my bag open. It's like defenseless or whatever, so people might know.
Yeah, and Jeff was like, "Is that a
That's
threat?" Or it sounds like a threat. Yeah.
So.
And yeah, ultimately, the thought about the taking the shot now, well, GC's fallen on the sword. Feels like it would be a good opportunity, you know.
Yeah, I feel like it would
after
have.
you, GC, he'll keep you, and then
Yeah.
what are you gonna do about it? You gonna leave afterwards, and then we just get 2 for 1?
Yeah, so we're just gonna have a sad sack who's basically given up. Just keep him around, maybe. They decide not to do that, I guess. So.
I guess yeah. If you did Sugar, and then GC did just quit right after, and then you like lost another challenge, then it would have been disastrous. But
yeah, it would have been kind of horrible. Well, at that case, then you could get rid of then you just get rid of Ace.
That's true.
I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like the end of the world. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they went with their hearts, I guess. And
I
like,
guess
does
so.
the GC go? I don't know. All right, well, let's see what happens next. Let's get into it. As always, you can click the link in the description to see the highlights of our reaction and come back afterwards for the discussion. Okay?
All right. See you then.
There you have it. Kelly.
Yeah.
Kelly voted out. Her time finally came. You know,
Yeah.
like the people that came from Coda, Jackie, Ace, and Sugar were already like saying when they came in, because remember Kelly was the one on the bottom rung of their original tribe, so they've been wanting to get her out since then.
It's great because they brought her in to be an alliance member, but that only worked for like what, 1 vote, I guess technically. That's all they really. They just used it for that
1 vote. Yep.
Yeah, that's crazy.
There's probably a factor too, even if they wanted to get Ace or whatever, that they were like, now that she gave him the idol, even if she said she got it back, it's like, well, now we don't know who it'll be used for.
Right.
You know?
We don't know. We don't know
there.
what the situation. Don't know what the situation is. Yeah.
But they do get another. They got another round through without having to use it though. So
yeah,
not a bad deal for them.
Yeah, not bad at all. And I mean, Kelly everyone just seemed kind of miserable to have her around. It's funny because like both tribes seemed miserable to have her around.
Yeah.
Kind of a miasma of a presence, like a cancer, sort of as our boy Randy likes to talk about. But
yeah, I love calling people
kind of a
cancer.
Downer. Yeah, I love calling people cancer. Yeah.
She was very negative. Yeah, like she had this negative attitude that everybody didn't jive with too much.
Well, to me, it's like So like GC, I would say had like the negative attitude. To me, it's the negative attitude with a I think I'm better than everyone else here,
Yeah.
like slant to it. That's the thing that like bad attitudes already rub people the wrong way a lot of the time. Sometimes like bad attitudes, like multiple people with like negative attitudes can sometimes find common ground there. They can have a good time and like bond over negativity sometimes. But like when someone thinks that they're better than everyone else and they're negative, no one likes that. Absolutely no person jives with that because they're just like, ugh, like why would like yeah, sure, I hate it too, but like why do you think you're like better than everyone else when you're saying that? Like it's just like it's that sort of attitude that's just like I don't. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of a miracle that she stayed in as long as she did.
There's a weird.
But I mean,
yeah, she was literally used as a pawn, essentially.
Yeah, yeah.
She was up on her high horse about Crystal crying after the challenge. You know,
Yeah, it's like,
sign of weakness. And yeah, Ace did agree with her, but it's also he was just talking to her, so he could have been telling her what she wanted to hear. So,
yeah,
I don't know, but yeah, no one else seemed to take issue with it. You know,
not as actually, much. Wait, like she like
didn't Maddie mention it actually?
Maddie might have said something about it too, but well,
he said something about Sugar's tears were different because they were.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was. She was like Sugar's tears are different, but Crystal's were like, some of the same old. Type of thing, weakness.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I think he said crystals were just because. I think Maddie was the one that actually used the frustration because she's frustrated because we keep losing. And sure. Maddie and her had a little bit of a they had a little friction when they came back from camp because like Maddie was like, "Go do this," and she's like, "Could you stop? You pushing us already?" You know, it's like they just get back from camp and he's like already trying to take. But that didn't seem to be much of that. Wasn't like any sort of major. It was not a major fight, you know. You could say it was not a.
Yeah.
It was like a minor disagreement,
as they
would say in
Brant Steele.
Yeah.
It was interesting. Maddie and Ace, you know, they teed off the episode. Maddie saying basically like I feel like I've been in a horrible position since day one. So if someone comes up with a deal for me, I'll take it. I'll run with it. And then you cut to Ace coming up with a deal, and he takes it, and he's like, who do you want to keep around? You want to keep Kenny, Crystal, and like Kenny? Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
He's like,
yeah, sure.
I have Sugar, so you got your Kenny, I got my Sugar.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
So that's their little
and then he said it back to him. I got my Kenny, you got your Sugar.
So it's like
that's great.
We'll keep each other safe, but also our +1s, I guess.
Right. You keep the +1s entertained as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Ace was like, I got sugar in my pocket. I like how
the little pack there.
I like how eloquently Ace speaks about everything. You know, he's like,
it's like, oh, beautiful. That's
so beautiful. Yes.
He says always about the elephants in nature.
Oh, she's so beautiful, isn't she?
Yeah,
it's great. Sugar in my pocket. And
Ace is honestly like I kind of hate him, but I also kind of love him at the same time. He just gives off like really strong. The show isn't framing him like this, but I get strong himbo vibes from him.
Really,
you know that's like this. Yeah, that he doesn't have like tons going on up there, but like he just has a charm about him.
I don't know. He seems like he's got a head on his shoulders.
No. What I'm saying is like that's not how the show is not framing it that way at all. He's definitely like has a plan. He knows what he's doing. Like that's what I mean. That's the vibe I get. Like not necessarily that he is, but he just sort of gives off that. I think it may just be in how he talks and like with the accent that I'm just like.
Yeah, accent has the opposite effect though. Whenever someone has an accent like that, they get a boost.
No. But that's what I mean. I'm of the this may be end up being not the case. I'm kind of like kind of buying the is that accent real thing.
Yeah.
I think that's where I'm leaning into with it. I think that's kind of where I'm at.
That, yeah.
Yeah. So that's just where I am with that.
He's a fraud.
Don't take that too seriously. Obviously, he's not, because he's of anyone on that tribe, he's the only one with a like legitimate plan for anything. So
It would be funny if in the confessional he was like had a American accent, like normal ass.
yeah, he's just like, hey, what's up? I'm here from from
It just
Michigan, and
puts on a
I'm going
character
here
the
to.
entire time. It's just perfect.
That'd be awesome. I would actually like. I think that'd be kind of epic if somebody was able to pull that
It's
off.
like he's like super redneck. Like it's the
Yeah.
opposite. Wow.
Yeah. Well,
You never see the opposite. Like there's a lot of like, I know there's a lot of like Southern or British actors who will play like a Southern character. You know, like from the U.S. Like I think of like Andrew Lincoln who played Rick Grimes. Like he's got like the perfect like little British accent, and then he plays Rick Grimes with his a little bit of drawl to it. It's like I want to see the opposite. You know, the rednecks is masking as the British guy.
Just masking. That'd be pretty great. I'd love to see that.
But yes, we got a lot of Ace this episode, and then it's ultimately
a lot of Ace this episode. Yeah,
it's like, do we try to go for Ace? You know, Crystal wants to go for Ace, and it's like we're keeping for challenges, but we're just losing all the challenges anyway. And based on that preview, that both tribes are going to travel council, so it's like it's going to keep going for them.
Yes, yeah.
So it's like at that point, well, why don't we get Ace?
Yeah.
But it's like also Kelly is just not fun either, so and she's not great in challenges either way. But it's like her and Kenny are less trusting of Ace in general. Kelly's a little more predictable.
Right, and they're kind of like they sort of had a thing with Matt, but Matty himself was sort of like wavering because he had this pact with Ace, and he even told Ken, he's like, hey, I made a really strong bond with him. He's like, but man, you can't trust him, you know, like I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. Like you got to think about that, because
no, Crystal had some doubts there, and Kenny's like, I think he's on to something. Like,
but then Ken pulled out a Sugar. Sugar's just like, oh yeah, I gave him the idol. She's just like straight up told him. It's just like, okay.
He pulled it aside, and it was
yeah.
I didn't even think what he said was that like amazing. He was just like, you know, the sweet, innocent, nice girls, you know, like you know, they always get their heads chopped off by
snakes like Ace or whatever. Yeah, people like Ace.
Like, oh, so
she's like, oh yeah, I know.
Idol back then. Yeah.
She's like, oh yeah, I know. She's like, yeah, but I gave Ace the idol. He's like, what? He's like, yeah, I just gave it to him freely. He didn't like persuade me or anything. He didn't even ask for it. I just gave it to him. She's like, okay. Interesting call. But it seems like she might be trying to play against him in the next time. I don't know if that'll come. It might be a thing where it's like, I'm going to vote again. I'm going to blindside him. And then it's going to turn out to be something.
Yeah, even though he's talking about he's got sugar in his pocket.
His pocket, yeah. His pocket.
It's like, yeah, they're talking about him, and she's talking about him like, yeah, I know he's a snake and everything, but so far he hasn't done anything to betray her trust at all, you know?
Not really, yeah. I mean, she's been able to see him maybe do that, like wheeling and dealing with other people to a degree. So it's a snake, he lies, but he tells the truth sometimes.
Yeah, and he's my snake, specifically.
He's my snake.
That's another layer.
She said that. She did say that. He's my snake, yeah.
And then it's like we're all in on the Fong tribe. It's the hot mess of a tribe.
Yeah.
Maybe like an all-time hot mess tribe, like up there with like Kasaya, you know, with how
it's I was saying Chaosaya almost it's like about as chaotic, I would say. This is like almost a layer more depressing than they were.
Energy.
Like, yeah.
And then, but we're so much in on the Fong, and like they keep losing that. Like we go to Coda, and the drama is like Dan is quadruple dipping his food. Like that's all the drama.
The drama is Dan is a pig.
Dan eats too
Dan,
much.
the lawyer man, can't just help but pig out. I do love that line though, where he was just like, "Man, I could be hungry by midnight though." I was like, what the hell are you saying? I was like, what are you saying?
They're in such a privileged position. That's crazy.
What do you mean? You could be hungry by midnight. You probably should be hungry.
They got a midnight snack stash going on in their tribe.
in Africa in the wilderness. You're out in Survivor, buddy.
They're living it
It's
up.
not like a luxury like.
It's a weird effect,
Crazy.
like, you know, like how with Fiji, obviously it's even more dramatic effect where the rich kept getting richer, and had all the nice tribe stuff. But it's like it's like a complete mentality thing to where, you know, they're just like so used to the comfort. It's like now we're debating on how many servings of the tons of food we get.
Seriously.
And we're getting upset that Dan's getting 4 scoops of rice and we're only getting 3. Like,
yeah,
you know,
or he's getting double the amount that we did, or whatever. Like Bob or whatever his name is. Is it Bob? What's his name? Yeah, Bob was sort of like, oh, I split it with me and what's her name, and
the same amount he splits with him and Susie.
Same amount. He's just like, it's all of it he took. And I think one of my favorite moments of the episode was with Randy basically being the devil on his shoulder, being like, yeah, go ahead, yeah, take some, it's a reward. There's no rationing. He's like, after the confession, he's like, I'm gonna use this to my advantage. Right? He's like,
he loves just like basically letting the fire burn, you know.
Yeah, he's.
But it's funny because their drama is complaining about the serving sizes, food. Even like with Dan doing double than them or whatever. Even like their serving is probably like at least 5 times the amount that Fang's getting.
It was huge. It was actually they showed like everyone else's plates and they still had a lot.
Fang's eating the rice raw. That's how sad they are. Yeah. You know, they're just
seriously. That's what Ken said, or what Maddie said. Even I don't know if it's Ken or Matt. Yeah, he's just like, yeah, they're eating it raw. And I was like, oh, raw rice is rough, man. That's horrible. Can't even imagine.
Like I saw Maddie eating the back of his hand the other day. It's getting rough out here. This is crazy.
And then there was also the bit where it just like back to now Coda is slaughtering a turtle for food.
Yeah, they just get a whole ass turtle.
Yeah, it's just like, wow, it's just brutal. They're loving it.
They brutally murdered it off screen. You know, like the most violent display you've ever seen. Blood everywhere. But it's nice turtle soup.
Yeah, turtle soup. Yeah, on that food thing too, is that like in like the dire state of that tribe is like to the point where Sugar is getting like upset because she's able to eat and the rest of her tribe can't.
I know,
it's where it's just like that's where we're at with that. It's just like, man, that's awful.
She's a sweet soul. Just a sweet soul. Literally, it's sad that she's getting like, what did I do to deserve all this? And they have nothing.
Right. Yeah, I know. It's just like, oh, that's too bad.
Yeah, it's almost like with them setting up like they're both going to tribal council next episode. It's a very similar vibe to like the Palau, where it's like, man, they've lost all these challenges, but they're about to go into a challenge and be like, okay, now you can't even if this was going to be the one you were going to win, you're still going to go to tribal council. There's that, but there's also the fact of like, well, most likely they probably would have gone anyway. So at least let's get Coda to go to tribal council too, and send out Willard.
Wipe some Coda. Get rid of Willard. Yeah.
It's like they went to Karor and Palau. They went to one tribal council before the merge, and it was to vote Willard out. Like they didn't even have any.
Right.
No one was stressing for that. It was just like an easy vote.
Yeah. Easy to vote Willard out. Willard, who we heard maybe like 4 sentences of from the whole show.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, games this time around were really good. I like that the snake pass is what I called it. I named both of these after video games: Snake Pass and Chained Together. So we had that snake one, which is a variant of the. Was that a Fiji or was that Palau?
Palau. It was Palau.
Yeah, it was
very Palau coded.
Yeah.
these couple episodes. Yeah, so that's a good challenge, but they just got slaughtered. And I was like curious that I guess it's just a mentality thing because there's like no logic to Maddie just saying like, just everybody just drop your weight if it's too much, and we're just gonna go down to 2 people, and we're already like 10 feet away from them catching us, but we're definitely somehow gonna turn this around. Right. You know, kick it into 3rd gear. We'll get it.
I'm gonna turn around and fight them. We'll turn around and fight them.
I'm saying they needed to give them items, like drop a banana peel on their ass.
Yeah.
They'll really mess him up.
You could make it like Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Get a banana peel.
It's like, oh my god, Coda was right there, but they all fumble from like a banana peel.
Yeah. They fumble, or you get the turtle shell from the turtle that they slaughter. You get the turtle shell, and you whack them with it.
That'll do some damage.
Yeah, that will.
It's like, oh, we got to bring out Medic now, so that's gonna hang him up for a bit. They're gaining on him while they're sitting there being tended to by Medic, or the Medic starts running with them. It's the whole clown show.
The Medic's like sewing while running. Yeah.
It turns into a whole like comedy sketch going on.
And then the immunity was really good too. I like that chained in together one. It's fun, even though Ace was like.
Yeah, they were making such a big progress throughout the challenge. They really brought it back, and then all for naught.
Yeah,
Coda just like they knew that flag. It's like they assembled it before. They were on it.
Yeah, they were on it really quick. Well, what they might have done is like while they were doing that, they might have been looking at that like, ooh, we assembled
already
that
solved
there.
it. Yeah. And Fang were not ready. Yeah, Ace trying to do it.
So you get when you do things on your own.
But yeah, then ultimately we had the fun, messy tribal council where everybody's like, Kelly's talking that trash, and then they're laying into Kelly, and Crystal went off on her, and then Ace, like she said one word about Ace was saying it too, and he's like immediately like,
he's just like, how dare you?
Don't start saying things about me now, you know?
Yeah.
And he literally just called her dumb. That was all he said.
Yeah,
with some flowery language, he basically called her an idiot.
Yeah. Whatever he said, he was like, well, I'm surprised you understand anything that I said, Kelly.
Right.
Disgusting. Yeah, I always gets the last word.
He's disgusting.
He's disgusting.
He's a bully. I mean, I'm trying to think of, because we've heard bully before. I don't know if it was just her earlier in the season also calling him a bully, or if there were
Crystal called him a bully in this. Crystal called him a bully in this episode too. When they lost. Well, after they lost, she was like, Ace is a bully, and we need to get rid of him.
He's giving bully vibes, I guess.
Yeah, bully.
But it was a fun, messy tribal council. I liked Maddie's, like, it was like a realization. He's like, but there's no logic to this drive anyway, so it's like... Jeff is like, you're probably the one person you can feel safe with.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's just like, honestly, there's no logic to this tribe, so I don't know. That has been literally the story of whatever's going on their tribe. It's just baffling decision after weird. It's like there's happenstance.
There's a strategic through line to some extent, you know.
Yeah.
What they're doing makes sense for the most part. For like Fang keeping their numbers, they maneuver taking Jackie out when they needed to because Sugar was going to come take her place. This one,
right? But most of it is Ace's through line. It's like most of his, and everyone's like, "Man, we gotta get rid of Ace. Gotta get rid of Ace," and then they haven't been doing anything. We gotta get rid of Sugar. We can blindside Sugar, then we can demoralize Ace. But then they just keep
pushing the Ace thing off.
Yeah,
and they really could have gotten Sugar last time when it was GC.
Yeah,
but they keep putting the Ace off initially because he was good in challenges, and now probably more so because Maddie's like pulling for him as well. And also like they just didn't like Kelly too, so it was fine.
Right.
Because Kelly wasn't exactly like Crystal's best ally to have, but it's just there's a lot of mess along the way.
It's so messy. It's so messy.
And Randy, who was there in the beginning, he still carries the mess with him. Like he was like he still hated GC like bitterly.
Yeah.
You know? And he was hating. Yeah, he was hating on Crystal in the challenge. She was like, wah.
Well, Zach, I not to put words in the man's mouth, not to put words in the man's mind, but there might be some reasons why he might not like him.
There's similarity there. I know.
Yeah,
it's a little telling. But he's like so passionate.
We won't go into that.
A little too passionate for my liking, Randy. Why those two specifically?
Why those two specifically do you hate so much? That's what I'd like to know.
Kenny, you don't care about Kenny? What's wrong with Kenny?
Yeah, what's wrong with Kenny?
You can get the hate.
It's just like what's his face? You gonna give him a kung fu chop or whatever.
Yeah, they did nothing for him to be that offended at their existence.
Literally nothing. Literally nothing.
Like GC and him butted heads, I guess, but it wasn't a big deal. And then Crystal certainly didn't do anything. You have 24 hours to respond. I don't know. Not looking good for you.
All right.
So who would you give an MVP for the episode?
That's Crystal.
Crystal.
Yeah. I think I love the grit. I love the passion. I mean, I think it's funny that Jeff's like, wow, she actually showed passion this time. It's like, she's been showing passion this whole game. I don't know what you're talking about. I respect that. I respect the passion. I think Ace was like a close second to me because he's such a like, I mean, he is the sort of force of that team, even though like it makes sense where he makes the decisions he does, but like I gotta give respect to the underdog here, and she's really trying her hardest out there, and it's just nothing's really going her way, but she's sticking to it. Yeah, I just like her input. I love her input on stuff. I don't know, it's just she's trying to get things moving, and just nothing's working, nothing's going, nothing's budging.
Yeah, I love Crystal here. She's giving a lot, and it's very fun to watch. And it's like, she's just like no nonsense. Like, she's not saying anything crazy. Well, like she's just outspoken, and like she just doesn't take crap like other people do. So it's fun. It's fun to have someone like that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You gotta.
She's right there she's right in there with the strategy too.
Yeah.
With like
right with the strategy. She's also like probably I mean, like I said, when it was like the three of them, it was like the three of them versus everyone else because all the other people dropped out, and it's just like the three of them are like trying their best.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that freaking snake though.
Yeah, there's a lot of snakes in this episode.
A lot of snakes, yeah.
Crystal has gotten 3 out of the 5 MVPs so far this season.
She's great. I really like her a lot. Yeah, I mean, that's what I mean. She's been a welcome presence on this tribe. She's like the light in the darkness, sort of. I mean, Ken to me is too. I think Ken can be kind of fun, but in the sort of like, I insert myself into his position.
Mm-hmm.
Like, most of the time I laugh and make fun of him because like ultimately that is kind of how I think about things a lot of the time too.
Ken's doing well for himself. He's pretty insulated there, huh?
He's got a good position with Maddie. Him and Maddie get along really well. So,
and you don't even get that sense because most of the time you see it's Kenny and Crystal. They're like really tight, but Maddie is making him his +1. In his pocket, like with sugar.
Right.
So, right there.
I don't. Ken's just able to talk to people.
Mm-hmm. Even
like,
the what's her name? Who was voted out first? Liked him the most.
Michelle.
Yes, Michelle. Who could forget?
Yeah, who could forget? Who could remember?
So no one's been offended by Kenny's presence so far.
It's great.
He's doing well. He's doing well.
Yeah, right. Good stuff. Well, next time, I have to see. It's going to be another
fun.
chaotic episode by the looks of it.
It's gotta be, and we're actually going to get some more out of Coda here because you haven't been. They've just been. It's like, let's go see them do this reward, and let's go see them do this reward.
Let's go see Dan pig out, and everyone get upset.
You just keep putting over to Dan, like Dan is sus with the idol, and there was the thing in the beginning, and then now it's just like Dan rubbing people the wrong way, get too much food. That's like all the storylines we've gotten for them.
It's just
we just do a brief check-in before we go all in on Fang and what's gonna transpire for the episode.
Yeah. Dan rubbing people the wrong way, and Randy being a weirdo. And by being a weirdo, I mean just being like, I'm a hater. I'm a hater.
And you get like
that haterade over there.
A little bit of his commentary. You get a little bit of Randy's commentary on his tribe, but then he'll keep sending jabs back over to Fang.
Yeah, he's just
kicking them while they're down.
he's just vindictive, that one.
Yeah.
So Yeah. Oh,
All
good
right.
stuff.
Well, if you enjoyed this video, what video should our viewers check out next?
You should go watch our
I am on the edge of my damn seat. God damn.
Sorry, I'm reading some of my notes. I got really absorbed. Go watch the 5th episode of Survivor Exile Island.
All right, sure.
Go check it out.
What's going on?
Kasaya's going on there.
Kasaya.
Yeah.
Think of it.
Yeah.
There was the hot mess.
Is after. Yeah. It was a hot mess. Very hot mess tribe going on over there. I think the camp got put underwater. Bruce made food or something. Looks like.
Sounds like the most
Bruce and
tame
Bobby
episode of that tribe ever.
Bruce and Bobby have a heart to heart.
Okay.
Yeah. I was trying to see if that was. I was trying to see if that was the.
Right.
If that's the episode where. Oh no. Okay. I take this back. Go watch episode 3 of Survivor Exile Island. That's where I straight up wrote the note. Shane has Arthur Flick vibes.
Mm-hmm.
Go watch that episode. Yeah, check that out.
Yeah, that was the Joker prequel, or
the Joker.
Yeah, the Joker sequel. Well,
yeah,
we watched it after, but it came out way well before. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is.
Oh, yeah. So who's to say?
Sure, check that out. Episode 3 of Survivor Panama, and come back next week for another episode. Survivor Gabon. You enjoying the season so far?
I don't know. I can't quite wrap my head around it.
How do you feel about the mess? Like, you like the Kasaya mess?
I think God bless this mess. I think
God bless.
I think I think Chaosaya was a little less depressing because it was almost more off the wall, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
The mess there was just because of it was more than just one person was eccentric. Because in this, like, no one's like outrageously eccentric. Everyone's just a little like off kilter, a little bit.
And they would win
Whereas
challenges.
in this, it's like, yeah.
And they stayed together, like it was sort of solid. Like
this is just like they're all depressed, and you can't like follow, other than Ace. You can't really follow a logical thread with whatever they're trying to do, because it seems like stuff comes up, and they're just like, we're just gonna vote with Ace this time, and it's like, we're just going to vote with Ace this time. And it's like, oh, you're almost there. You almost have it. No one is seemingly wanting to follow through with anything for other factors at play. And so it's just like, it's a mess. And it is fun. It has been fun to watch. I will say that. Like, it's like, don't get me wrong, but it's also like, it's also frustrating to watch, because it's just like, you want someone to do something and nothing's happening. Like, everyone just seems to be allowing him to get his way, and it's like, I don't know. So it's been an enjoyable season. It's been a mess of a season because everyone just acts in, as Maddie said. I don't get there's no logic to anything that's going on here. So I don't know. We'll have to see how it continues to shake out. But it's been very weird so far.
The tribe is like. It's like Kasaya mixed with Oolong from Palau, where they're losing everything.
Mm-hmm.
Mixed with the mess as well. So where it's like we haven't seen enough of the other tribe to know if they're like as boring as the other tribe, Lamina in Survivor Panama.
They don't seem like they are. That's the thing. Yeah. They've got weird personalities there. You've got like the all-American type Marcus, you got him, but then you've got like
Randy over there. You got Corinne.
Randy,
like they seem
Corinne.
They have like shades of messiness as well. They could be messy.
Yeah,
they just haven't had a reason to be.
Dan seems like like kind of a head empty sort of guy, and that's kind of sometimes fun to see. And yeah, and then you get the 1-2 with Marcus and Charlie. Like I want to see that sort of develop more. But
And you got Susie and Bob as the older.
and Susie and Bob, the
folks.
de facto old group. Yeah, a lot of pairs there actually, seemingly. So except for Dan. Dan's just
Mm-hmm.
Dan the lawyer man.
Right. Well, I'm excited to see how it goes.
Yeah.
And subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed. Like the video, leave a comment letting us know your thoughts. Only I look at the comments, so you can say what you want, and I'll relay it if it's something that I can share with Alec as well. All right.
Sounds good. All right.
Until next time.